Back with another one. Thoughts, theories, questions, TTQ. And we are with Hajime no Ippo, round 8. Promise to meet again. Now, round 7, we just saw the aftermath of Ippo and Miyata's rematch spar after 3 months. Obviously, the first spar, Miyata got the dub. The second spar, watch the art. Always watch the art, but I'm about to give it away. Ippo came with the W. He won! Persevered. I mean, he came a long way in those 3 months of training with Chief. And it's the next day. Ippo is excited. He's gleeful that the day before he just won. And he's running to the gym, to Kawagama Boxing Gym. He says bye to mom, so he's not coming from school. And he still has his backpack. And I'm not exactly sure why he goes to the gym. He goes to training with his backpack. There's plenty of things you could have with you. But I've noticed he's the only one. Aoki, Kimura, Takamura, who else? Later on, Barf Michi. For those that'll get to know Barf Michi, I don't think he ever comes with a backpack on to the gym. So interesting. But he marches by the beat of his own drum, which is why Ippo's the joint. But anyways, Ippo's so excited, he's thinking about Miyata, and he's like wondering if now they'll be friends. You know, his thing, it seems like he didn't really seem like, oh man, Miyata seems cool. Maybe he doesn't think I'm worthy. I just beat him in a sparring match. Maybe he'll be friends with me now. And I'm like, no. No friends, bro. Yeah, you don't beat somebody in a sparring match and then, hey, what's up, dude? Want to be friends? It's like, no, you beat me. You bring bad memories. I want to change those. So he's excited to go to the gym. He gets there, doesn't see Miyata. So he's like, oh, he's not in yet. Okay. So then he starts hitting the heavy bag. And a few of the other boxers see him and they're like, yo, Ippo, what are you doing here, man? You just had the wild Clash of the Titans with Miyata yesterday. You might want to take it easy, get some rest, recover from all that damage you took. And another thing I like about this show is that from different characters, from different spaces in the animation, they'll give you like little tidbits, like you might get in a video game, little hints. And one of the tidbits they give them is, as a boxer, you're also a manager. You have to manage your body. You can't just always take the HP meter to 0 and expect that you're going to keep performing at a high level. You have to find ways to recover. You can't always only just put out. And so Ippo's like, okay. And he's like, well, Miyata's not here. Maybe he'll be here tomorrow. Maybe Miyata's resting. He'll be here tomorrow. So it goes to the next day. Ippo's at the gym, working out, doing crunches. He sees Aoki and Kimura come in from doing road work. And he's like, hey, yo, have you seen Miyata? I haven't seen Miyata anywhere. And they're like, yeah, we saw him out there when we were doing road work. And so Ippo's like, well, he's training. I wonder why he's not, coming around the gym. And then Takamura, he sees, basically he walks up on Ippo and he sees Ippo's like kind of hitting the heavy bag. And he's like, man, what's up with all these little wimpy punches? Man, you hitting it like a wet noodle, bruh. You know what I'm saying? What's up? We want you to punch strong. Don't punch like the ramen noodle, my G. We need you to punch with strength, with follow through. And so he's like, well, I'm just kind of thinking about Miyata not being here. And he's like, why would Miyata be here? He got beat by a slob like you, by a newbie. If I was him, I'd end it all now. And of course he's joking. Makes Ippo feel bad. It's not occurring to Ippo that maybe Miyata's world has crumbled because he lost him. But, Ippo's from a whole different space. He's with his mom most of the time. When his dad was alive, probably with his family just most of the time, working on the family business. So Takamura's messing with him, and then so Ippo goes to in the ring to train with Chief, and Chief is having him hit the pads, and Chief is getting upset. Chief is like, "Yo, what's good? Like, what are you doing? You're not hitting it with strength. You're not hitting it with power. I can tell there's no tension. You're not into it. You're not following through with the footwork. You're losing the basics, the fundamentals. What's up?" He's like, "Man, go run. Go for a run. I don't know what's wrong with you. Go for a run." He's like, "Coach, but I'm trying." He's like, "Just go for a run, man." So then Ippo goes for a run, and I forgot the exact order of it, but also within the beginning of this episode, we check in with Mr. Yagi and Chief. And Chief and Mr. Yagi are talking about how Kimura has a match coming up with a fighter from another gym, and that same gym, there's another fighter that wants to have a match with Aoki. So almost like Kimura and Aoki will both be sparring fighters from an opposing gym. So Kamigawa gym versus, I think it was Takanashi gym. And then also with that, they bring up the pro certification deadline, which is the 15th. So they have till the 15th to get whatever fighters aren't licensed, aren't professional, to get them ready for that test. And so with all this in mind, coach is like, Ippo's on a run. Ippo doesn't have the fire he had. We can't let him lose what he gained from having this goal of facing Miyata. Taking Miyata's determination, everything he gained from this 3-month climb up this mountain, Mount Miyata. How can we keep this? Hold on to this. And all of a sudden you just hear, boom, 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 boom. And Takamura, Mamoru, I believe is his first name. My man is beating the heavy bag like it stole something. For real. Like it's asking, like it stole something. Beat it down. What is it? He beating that heavy bag like it owes him money. And Chief gets an idea. You know what? Takamura, and Mr. Yagi really says this. Let me give credit to Mr. Yagi. He says Takamura looks ready for his fight for next week. His middleweight fight next week. He always has a great fighting spirit. He's always locked in. He's always in animal instinct mode. You know what I'm saying? He's always like DMX Rough Riders. Where my boxers at? So when Ippo comes back from his run, Takamura has just started his road work. And Chief tells Ippo, go out there. For the next week, you'll be training with Takamura. He just went on his road work, go run. And Ippo's like, I just got back from running. And Chief was like, I don't care, go and run. You mirroring Takamura all week. So he goes to catch up with Takamura, who's running. Shadow boxing. Ippo tells Takamura, hey, Chief, and Takamura's like, yep, Chief already gave me the rundown. You'll be training with me for the next week. Keep up, young fella. Starts pushing, starts running, picks it up. And at first Ippo thinks, you know what? I've ran so much with Chief. I've trained so much. I'll be able to keep up with him. And then, of course, Takamura takes it to another level. He starts sprinting, starts putting more effort into it. And Ippo's like, oh, snap. So he's trying to keep up. And Takamura's keeping that breakneck pace for a long time. And Ippo's like, when are we going to stop? My man finally stops, hits him with the shadow boxing. By the time Ippo catches his breath, Takamura's back again. Let's go run. Sprinting. Back in the gym, my man's holding the heavy bag, and Takamura is hitting the heavy bag so hard, Ippo can feel it in his stomach. Ippo's holding the heavy bag, trying not to let go, getting rocked. You know what I'm saying? Getting thrown everywhere like a roller coaster, like 4D. You feel me? 4D Star Wars. Doing jump rope. Ippo's sitting there, the look on his face is just anguish. He's just constantly, I'm reading Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. He's just constantly asking him that question. You can see on his face, he's asking himself that question. Why? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? I'm torturing myself. Looking at Takamura. He's killing me. I'm just trying to copy him. And this dude, look at this dude's face. And Takamura's like, he's in it. He's in it. No give. I'm attacking. What's up? Let's go. He's Charles Bronson. He's Tom Hardy and Charles Bronson. Yeah. So you see this montage. Boom, boom. So finally, they're in the locker room, and Takamura walks up on Ippo, and Ippo looks so drained. And Takamura goes, "Hey, what's wrong? A little tired? Come over to my house, man. Come over to the crib. Check it out. Check out where I live at." And Ippo's like, "Really?" And Takamura's like, "Yeah, why not? Come through." And Ippo's like, "Oh my gosh, I haven't been invited in someone's house in so long." And Takamura's like, the wild, embarrassed, cringy molded, like, "Man, why is this dude so freaking nerdy? Like, I guess he really don't have no friends." So they go to his house, to where Takamura lives, and it's a dump. Trash everywhere. He's sloppy, but clearly he has one thing on his mind: boxing. Well, I say that. There's also a lot of adult magazines strewn everywhere, along with trash bags and clothes and weights, boxing equipment, and who knows. So Takamura walks in and goes, "Hey, take a seat. I'm going to the bathroom." And Ippo looks around, and Ippo starts tidying up. I can get with that sense of thinking. It's like, he's like, "Oh, there's nowhere to sit. Let me do some cleaning." So he just did some organizing. Takamura's in the bathroom, and we see his struggle. He can't go pee. He mentioned earlier, in a couple rounds earlier, one of the struggles of his training is he's tall for his weight class, so he has to lose more weight. And that includes water. Boxing didn't say nothing about healthily at its most optimal. You still have all your strength. To boxing is like, lose the weight. You got to lose that weight. Make the weight, no matter what the cost. So that's what Takamura's doing. Can't pee. Can't really be out here drinking water. Maybe he's been skipping his showers this past week or 2 weeks, which I don't know how you skip the shower and still not smell wild. But maybe every time you work out, you get all the toxins out. Maybe he's detoxified. His diet sure is detoxified. So anyways, and I'll mention that earlier because I'm about to talk about what he eats for dinner. So he comes out the bathroom. He sees Ippo, who had stacked the adult magazines. You know, he's trying to organize, and he's looking over at the cover. And as time goes by, he starts looking over more and more, and he's getting ready to peek into one of the pages. And Takamura catches him. And then he calls up Aoki to talk smack on Ippo. He's like, "Yo, Ippo was looking at porn mags." And Aoki was like, "What? Ippo's doing porn?" But one thing I thought that was interesting about that, Aoki and Takamura have an interesting relationship, friendship. I mentioned in a past round, a past TTQ, that they have a history that they show in future episodes where Aoki sucker punched Takamura, and Takamura got his get back and basically let him know who's boss. And this is before they were in the boxing ring. This is when they're in high school. You know what I'm saying? On some West Side Story, we gonna fight. So not even West Side Story, because Takamura dominated Aoki. And so he's always picking on Aoki when they're in the gym. But then I see now, to have his little fun, he calls up Aoki. So it's not all hate. It's not all revenge. Clearly, being boxers, training in the same gym, watching each other put it on the line and grind. It's clearly shown that I thought I was looking at the whole iceberg of their relationship, and clearly I was just looking at the surface. Clearly there's a lot of care, love, friendship, brothership with them. So I thought that was just interesting. He hit up Aoki just to make fun of Ippo, to troll Ippo. So then my man gives Ippo like some noodles, and he was like, "Man, there you go. Eat up. Good meal will feel better." And Ippo's like, "What are you gonna eat?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm dieting. I got what I need here. 1 tomato." My man's eating that tomato like it's a steak. He's like, no, I'm good. I'm a boxer. You know what I'm saying? I've mastered dieting. It's nothing to a professional about to be a world champ. Tears through the tomato like it was nothing. He didn't chop it up and put no seasonings on it. He didn't put no sauce on it. He didn't dip it in nothing. My man straight tomato, both of them. Then we see them. Well, Takamura's reading a boxing magazine, and Ippo's kind of just sitting there, I think, waiting to start conversation. And he's curious, and he asks Takamura, how did he get into boxing? And so Takamura thinks back, and he used to always get into fights. And they show him kind of roughing up just some dude, almost like Rocky, I think. Maybe a little bit of Takamura's origin story is inspired from Rocky. He seemed like he was a muscle. He was just beating up dudes, always getting into fights. Now, whether he was robbing them or whether he was getting into fights on someone else's behalf, I don't know yet. But he was beating people up. And Chief, Coach Kamigawa, saw him, introduced him to boxing. Use your fists for something that you might feel more proud for, more appreciative. You know, serve the community, give the community something to fight for, to aspire to. So he says he won his debut match. He said, I had nothing better to do. Decided to do it. Won my debut match. And for the first time in my life, I received praise from somebody else for something that I was doing with my hands. I'm sure he experienced only fear and scaredness and isolation and negativity with his hands. And now praise, admiration, pride, fandom. So he says ever since it fell on him like rain. I almost think of like that, just now saying that makes me think of Tim Robbins' character in Shawshank Redemption when he finally escapes and he gets out of the sewer pipe and the rain is just hitting him. Like that type of freedom, that type of release, that type of I belong out here. I belong free. I belong here. So that's how Takamura got into boxing. And Ippo resonates with it so much. He's all up in Takamura's face and he's like, me too. I'm right there with you. And again, Takamura's like, hey, this Ippo kid's weird. He's so excited, dude. But then they both call it a night, which I love. Simple. You don't have to watch TV. I love it. No phones, no internet. Let me check my rankings. No, let me see what this other boxer, let me watch this YouTube channel, or my man's reading a boxing magazine. He's relaxing. No distractions. I say no distractions. My man literally has the encyclopedia they used to go around and try to sell you at the crib. He has like 2 of those of adult magazines. But hey, that's to keep from other distractions, like actual women that will take your attention. You know what I'm saying? Hey, even the strongest of warriors, Samson and Delilah, it's in the DNA. So maybe this is his way of, Sun Tzu, the art of war. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep myself from being so sprung off of my opponent, women, that I'll circumvent it with adult magazines to keep my focus here. You got to do what you got to do to make it work sometime. But I was like, but also, well, maybe it's a rumor that you're not supposed to have sex before a fight. And if that's the case, of course, more energy would be taken out of you having sex than doing it, was it automatically by yourself? But I would think you'd probably want to stay away from both. Or he is such a savage. He might just be looking and just making himself just so enraged, so energized. And then he goes out for a run. He might be a masochist like David Goggins, you know what I'm saying? I'm going towards it. I'm going to torture myself to get stronger. Mental callousing. So yeah, they're getting ready to go to sleep. Takamura's like, all right, man, I'm about to go to sleep. Night. Ippo has the covers. Takamura is laying down. They got their 2 different beds, which I love. They don't need to have the wild furniture bed. Just have the mattress on the floor. Simple. And you can hear Takamura is struggling. He's like, oh, my stomach's gonna burn a hole in itself. I'm so hungry, to the point he has to get up, go into another room, and just start shadow boxing. He's like, I'm just trying to do something. I'm trying to do something. The shadow boxing isn't working. He crumbles to the floor. He crawls to the refrigerator, puts his hand on it like he's gonna open the door, and then just stops himself and just bangs the refrigerator just out of frustration. He's struggling. He's so hungry, but he has to muster it up. So he just finds a way to get back up, goes back in the room, and lays down. And Ippo, this whole time, he has the covers over him, but he can kind of hear, and he's like, he realizes like the struggle that Takamura is going through. That he's not just all Terminator, all DMX, UFC grind, Khabib Nurmagomedov, give me location. He's going through it. It's painful. It hurts. He doesn't like it. And when Ippo sees this, and Ippo does this, whenever Ippo seems like he's so exhausted to where he might be thinking about, I don't know if I can do this, or he's questioning himself, anytime he's in that mode, and he sees in a past round or in a past episode, he saw Miyata running when he was trying to prepare for those 3 months. And so he wasn't sure if he could do it, keep the training. But as soon as he saw Miyata running at night, the next day he was up on it. He found some courage. Whenever he's put in a no way out position, he ditches the victim's mentality and he starts attacking again, even if it hurts. And that's what he does this time. Training with Takamura before, he felt defeated. Takamura invited him over, and he saw how Takamura isn't just all monster animal. He sees that, oh, he's actually hurting on the inside. He's just doing it anyway. He's being tough. He's toughing it out. He's going through the suffering so he can come out the other side. Ippo does the same thing this time. They do a little montage of the next few days after that night. Ippo's in it. He's locked in. It's tough. It's hurting, but he's keeping up. He's pushing. Coach Chief sees it. Chief and Mr. Yagi see it, and they go, you know what? He's got the face of a boxer. He's got the face of a pro. Go ahead and sign him up for that pro certification. We about to make him a pro. So they go, and you see both Ippo and Takamura doing road work, and Takamura shadow boxing, and Takamura mentions how his opponent has won with straight KOs. Nothing but those. And Takamura is excited. He's like, I can't wait, because when that guy feels my punch, one hitter quitter, lights out. And Ippo's excited. And Ippo's like, yeah, this is going to be fun. I've never seen a match before. And Takamura's like, you've never seen a live boxing match? And Ippo's like, no. And Takamura really gets excited. And he's like, I'm going to show you how a pro really fights. I'm going to show you how a pro really does it in the ring. Hold up. What's up, girl? Hold up. Give me 1 second. My little princess, I guess, is trying to go outside. Hold up. Outside time? My bad, girl. All right. Had to let midnight outside. And so we get to the next day. Korakuen Hall is where they're doing the boxing match. Japan middleweight. It's Mamoru Takamura, ranked 3, our boxer from Kamigawa, and it's Kazuhuki, who is number 5 ranked from Toho Gym. And so we're in there, and Ippo's getting ready to watch the match, and Takamura's in there, and everybody's cheering, and he walks out with his music. And this is the first time we get to see Takamura fight in a match, but also this is the first time that Ippo was taking all of this in. He wanted to be a professional boxer, but the thing that drove him to where he is at now had nothing to do with being professional. It was Miyata. It was possible friendship. It was this goal of this guy who just totally decimated him, and can I come back just a little bit better? Now he's actually getting the taste of, oh, this is why I'm here, to go to this level. The lights, the action, the people cheering, the beat or be beaten. Miata's pops talked about a couple episodes ago. Eat or be eaten, prey or predator. And everybody's excited. You hear everybody cheering for Takamura. Ippo gets to see how popular Takamura is. He gets to see how excited people get to watch him fight. So they get into the ring. They're getting ready to start the match. And I thought Takamura might have been a little bit hesitant, apprehensive. Somebody in the audience even yells out, "Takamura, did you lose too much weight to throw a punch?" And so I'm thinking, oh, so compared to what they're used to seeing, he's probably already on the attack. So then that made me think a little bit of theory time, that maybe he was waiting on purpose. He mentioned, like I said, when he was training a couple days before, that his opponent gets straight KOs. And Takamura is so tough. I think he was choosing to prove his own merit. Let me see if I can take this opponent's punching power. Oh, you knock people out? All right, go ahead, hit me. Takamura, I could beat you right now. I could just totally decimate you right now, dominate. But I want to test how tough I am. Go ahead, use your knockout power. That's what I think Takamura was thinking. So my man Kazuhuki swings at Takamura. Bang! Hits him in his temple. Takamura doesn't even move. He hits him with that Terminator T-3000 look. And he goes, "Ah!" Bow! Cracks him square in his face. Lights out. Total KO! I would say perfect, but Takamura did take a little bit of damage. Even though he didn't move, if this was a video game, that punch Takamura took, it would have took out at least a little bit of HP. But it was almost a flawless victory. But Takamura did it. Everybody's going crazy, total knockout. Everybody, Takamura, I knew you could, yeah! And Ippo sees Takamura, and Takamura almost turns to like where Ippo's sitting and puts both of his arms up like, yeah, this is how you do it. And Ippo is inspired. He's talking to himself, and he's like, yeah, this is what I want to do. Championship boxing, professional. Yeah, I want to perform in that stage. Please get me out on that stage. Which coincides perfectly. This is why Chief and Mr. Yagi, they're so smart. You know what I mean? Because they're making sure we can't just let Ippo hope to have the drive and the determination and the ability to set goals for himself. It's like, let's help him out. If we want to use this momentum, let's keep going. Make him become pro through the pro certification. And if it looks like he's lagging, let's get him excited about it. And that's what Takamura did. So, the match is over. Ippo's inspired. Oh, I can't wait to go pro. And lo and behold, who does he run up to? Or who does he meet? Miata. Hasn't seen Miata this whole week. Oh, snap, Miata. What's up? You was here to see the fight? Yeah, I was here to see the fight. Kinda. I wanted to support the big guy. That's what everybody calls Takamura. But I'm really out here because I thought you might have been here. And Ippo's like, what? And Miata's like, yeah. I haven't been at the gym because I quit Kamigawa Gym. And Ippo was like, what? Was it because of me? And this is what I love about Miata. Even though he has a lot of pride and he works very hard, he's still humble and he's willing to tell the truth. Even if it means he has a little egg on his face or he might feel a little embarrassed by it. So he's like, yeah, it's your fault I quit the gym, but I didn't quit Kamigawa Gym because I was embarrassed or anything. No, I quit the gym because I need to join another gym to fight you. They won't let fighters in the same gym fight each other professionally. So if me and you are going to settle this tiebreaker, I beat you the first time, you got me the second time, we're going to meet the third time professionally. And Ippo was like, oh, and you could tell he got that look of determination like, oh, yeah, challenge. So Miata's like, so next time we fight, it's going to be professionally. It's going to be in the Eastern Japan tournament. The final match, that's where me and you are going to settle this. And of course, they had the music. And it's like, oh, and Ippo got his challenge. And Miata and Ippo look at each other with the face. You know what I'm saying? That determination. We about to handle this. And that's the episode. Promise to meet again. The title of the episode, they will. The Eastern Japan tournament. And see, was there any notes in here that I thought might have been interesting or that came up? Let's see. Oh, just a phrase that Ippo says to Takamura was while Ippo was so exhausted during his exhausted montage, not his second wind montage. During the exhausted montage, Ippo was so impressed with Takamura because he said, man, you train so hard in silence with no one to instruct you. And that's what it's about. Training hard in silence. Not needing someone to tell you to do this or go harder or focus or lock in. That's the level I aspire to. And I just got to keep returning, keep coming back every day, every time, maybe twice a day, maybe 3 times a day. Maybe I just finished and I need to go back and return to it. Just the grind mode. Get rid of the ego of looking a certain way or being able to accomplish. Who cares about the numbers? The numbers don't matter. The mental callousing of this matters. The being able to have the confidence to go towards fear. Because I know my discipline, my work ethic, my never quit attitude will get me through. What doesn't kill me makes me stronger. Keep pushing. This episode takes place in the span of a week. I just like to always keep in mind how much time passes as someone who's learning more and more about writing more. I'm noticing that there's not always a consistent, this episode has to be a week's time. This episode is what serves the story. And I'm noticing that there's flexibility within that, which is awesome. Now, of course there is. It's just something I'm noticing. I'm working on my reader's eye, my writer's eye, I guess. I talked about the backpack. Talked about Kimura and Aoki. And I'm not sure if Kimura and Aoki are professional boxers. They might be. I'm thinking they might not be because in the beginning of the episode, Mr. Yagi and Chief are both discussing Kimura and Aoki facing boxers from a different gym. Coach mentions the pro certification deadline. Then later on, when Coach mentions that deadline, Mr. Yagi realizes he means Ippo. And I'm thinking the only reason Mr. Yagi would even get confused about that is because Aoki and Kimura aren't professional. And so he maybe thought Chief was talking about them. But we'll see. I don't know what's coming next, but the pro certification exam is probably coming next. And we'll see if Kimura and Aoki are also going for that pro certification exam. I'm not sure how many years they've been at the gym up to this point. But it seems like the introduction of Ippo has caused a bit of an adrenaline surge around the gym. You know, this young, no-name, nothing fighter is improving and busting his butt every day, rising. Are we just gonna let him pass us up? Let's see what else. I think that might be it. I guess. So I think I don't think that's the only event hall, but I do believe Ippo does have now his pro certification exam might be in Kurokuen Hall, where we just saw the Japan middleweight fight with Takamura. But I believe Ippo fights in that gym and in Tokyo Dome. But Ippo's gonna realize that dream, which is gonna be awesome. But not yet. Any life lessons? Life lessons. Well, one I definitely can use every day. Like I said, I always repeat it. Keep moving forward. Keep hacking. When something's tough, and you get to the point where you're tired and you're exhausted, and you don't think you can keep this up, Just get rid of the victim's mentality, the victim's mindset. I'm accountable. I'm in the driver's seat. I'm making myself feel like this. I'm getting something from it. I'm becoming stronger. Having that mindset. And that's me talking to me. That helps me. So that's what I'm getting from it. When I go on runs, when I'm at work, when I have time to read and write and quiet everything out, to make sure I'm putting my all into it, that I'm getting as much out of it as possible. It's supposed to be tough. It's tough for me to sit down for hours and write, sit down for hours and read, write, read, go back and forth, write draft after draft. And this is just me a few days ago getting into this habit that I'm realizing, oh, okay, the joke of life. Oh, well, if it's fun, I should just be doing it for hours. Well, that's not me. Everything is difficult to me. Everything takes effort to me. So that means I need to have that steel trap mindset. I'm just going to keep coming at this again and again and again, hacking, studying, substituting habits that aren't working for habits that do work for me. Listening to stories, reading more reading stories. Working this mind, working this body, working this steel trap, mental callous, and humility. But that's what I gained from it. I love Miyata's attitude. Didn't want to quit, wasn't embarrassed. He's doing it because he has his sights set higher. It's almost like that microcosm of when you feel your worst, that's when you need to do your best. Or when you feel like doing the least, that's when you need to do more. The joke of life. And in the moments that I've done that, I've seen the results. And the results are, I feel more like the warrior that stands in front of the dragon and is thinking of plans on how to take down this dragon, as opposed to asking myself, why am I here? I'm so scared, thinking of all the things that can go wrong, why I shouldn't be out here, why I'm not worthy. Those are distractions that are in the dragon's favor, fear, the obstacle, whatever that thing is, it's in that thing's favor. Break it down. And if I can keep doing the little things and build those over time, maybe I can get to the point where I'm that warrior in front of the dragon. That's what I'm working on. That's what I'm taking from it. Life lessons. So that's been this Sunday. Enjoy your Sunday by doing something you don't enjoy. Hey, life. And keep pushing. I'm going to keep pushing. You keep pushing. We're going to find a way. And guess what? If you can't get it in now, we're going to get it in later. There's a time to get it in. Don't cut off the time. Oh, no, well, if I don't get it in now, it's a wrap. No, you're going to get it in. We're going to find a way. It's going to be ugly, schmugly, regular duggly. But we're going to get it done. Just. Oh, you almost stopped. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.